Morning. It is March 9th. It's like 7:30. Clocks changed last night. I guess that's daylight savings or something. I've been up for a couple hours drinking coffee, trying to figure out what I'm going to call this channel, what I'm going to do on it, what I'm going to do today. I'm like, this is like no other day. The best thing I have come up with to do today is just put, oh, hey, Moon. This is Moon. You know, I got a bike season coming up. Just a couple days ago, my guy who said he was going to come back and help me, he had other stuff come up and he just can't do it. And I totally understand, but it's kind of a major bummer, which means it's all up to me. And I have to get the bike shop set up. But in order to do that, I got like 18,000 things to do to get ready for it. So, like, I'm just going to wake up and start putzing. Then it just suddenly dawned on me that that's all I ever do. I am a professional putz. So this is what I do with my life instead of working. Today is like no other day for the past, 10 years of my life or so. Some days I'm directly working on my bike business. But a lot of days I'm just doing all the things that make it possible. So this is one of those days apparently. And I think I'm going to start in the Prairie and start cleaning that up. So let's go outside and take a look. There's my sick Grand Caravan named Dark Star. I'm a relatively huge Grateful Dead fan, so I don't know, it does kind of look like a dark star, don't it, hey? Anyway, this is the front yard of what we call the bike farm. And I didn't do the landscaping here. We bought it that way, but what a nice morning, huh? It's like 35 degrees. It's gonna get up to 60 today. That windmill there is just gonna be humming in a couple hours. But the spring birds are out. Here's the amazing little free library that John made us. And it is a replica of the building, the main building. We've got the bike barn over there. And yeah, so little Rocco leaves landmines. There's one. Oh, there's another one. They're all over the place, you know. Every spring, us northerners, we gotta go on poopy patrol. But this is my micro prairie. A few years ago, I threw down a bunch of seeds. And in July, it's blossoming and blooming and busy with activity. And I've knocked most of it down. And you can see here's a path. And that path actually gets pretty overgrown. Like you gotta like squeeze through there to get to the back portion back here. And then I planted some grass. It's kind of coming in. It's got some barren spots yet. I got the old hammock here and fire pit that I've never used. I cut that tree down and somehow, see, that would have been a good video right there. How the hell did I cut those like perfectly flat and everything? I've never sat there and had a drink. That's my grape vine. And it does grow grapes. It used to be a lot bigger. And like an idiot, when I first moved in, I cut it. And it's coming back. But yeah, you can see like I lopped a big one off that, like some sort of moron. And you can see I don't know what you call that, a grate? This is the other part of it. You can see they really had it big. But now this is like the rest of the fence, so little Rocco doesn't get out. Anyway, what I want to do is, I don't know, what is this thing called? Is this a sickle? I don't even know. But, I'm going to go through and cut all this stuff down again. I've already done this once, and it was a pain in the ass. And I hauled out like a whole van load of stuff. I want to clean up that back fence. I want to cut all those down, move those tandems over there where I can see them. Maybe make that the fence line that I can see from my brand new, new-ish sunroom. And yeah, You know, it's too bad that nobody in the world is ever going to get to know Wicket, the cat, but Wicket now is dead, living right there at the base of Wicket's tree. But this is Wicket's tree. Provides some nice shade back here in the summer. And I do come out here and lay in my hammock and nap periodically. I try to take a nap every afternoon, you know. It's a big part of it. You know, I do all of this instead of working, which I suppose is the official name of this channel. Okay, so how do I proceed with kicking this thing off? How about I just find a good camera angle, just like yow, and get to work. Yeah, like I said, it's actually pretty cold out. Usually I wear gloves, but I don't have any on me. So I'm just gonna get started. It's kind of how I do it. I always like to think that this is good for my golf swing. Pretty sure it's not, but I think it anyway. So the thing with this Prairie is I don't know anything about it. Back in the day, it's probably about 5 years ago now, but I had founded a charity in Madison called Free Bikes for Kids. Madison. It's still in existence in many cities around the country. Actually, it's still in existence in Madison. They call it Bikes for Kids Wisconsin now. But anyway, it was a charity that collected bikes, fixed them up with volunteers, and then gave them to kids. And in season 3, I had a fundraising event and met a gentleman, and I don't remember his name, but I heard him talking about micro prairies. I told him I had a spot that I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to plant seeds, but I didn't know how to get started. And I wanted something that I could just throw down seeds, and every year it would grow up. I would never have to think about it. You know, just kind of clean it up in the spring, let it do its thing on the winter, you know, but bring in some birds and bees and get some weird shit going on back here. Snakes, spiders, that sort of thing. And that guy sent me a whole box full of seeds. And then I looked it up, and it was like $350 worth of seeds. It's crazy. And that November, I'd read up on it a little bit. I waited for it to like the last snowfall. No, sorry, it was November, first snowfall. And there was like an inch or so of snow all through here. Well, first of all, I killed everything with Roundup, all dirt. Then I actually bought a tiller for $100 and got it running, and I tilled the whole thing. Like, I spent all summer doing it, killing it, getting it to dirt. Waited for it to snow about an inch, and you'd wait for it to snow at about an inch so you can see where the seeds, you know, spread out, so you don't overseed. And I just threw down seed, and lo and behold, that next spring, it started growing. And up until we put on, this is like a whole edition. That was 2 years ago now. Up until then, it was all micro prairie. Now it's about half because we wanted a little yard back here. But it's actually matured, and it's really pretty in the summer. So, and thick. You know, these are all like native plants now. See, this is where I think this is like the proper golf swing, you know, like weight forward and hit down on the ball. Okay, so my hair is annoying. Take a shower in the morning and then I let my hair air dry. And it is air dried. Oh shit. I don't have a tie on me. So I think the other thing I gotta do is when I get this kind of cut down a little bit more like this, I gotta go get my lawnmower out of storage, put the snowblower away, you know, kick that lawnmower up a couple inches and just mulch this whole thing, just grind her down to dirt. Get a lot of trash in here too. I'm right downtown. You should see all the ciggy butts up in that front yard. We got a couple of taverns right here in town, and the brewery and the winery, and everybody comes walking through smoking their cigs and throws them in my yard. We're a communal species. I guess my yard is their yard. Angry man yells at clouds. Yeah, this was way tougher because, you know, this was all like yay high like 2 days ago. I came out here for a while and chopped her down a bit. Rained like hell for like 3 days. And then yesterday it was nice and windy and sunny and dried it all out. So today it's perfect. And I like this cool weather for this sort of work. This was like 20 bucks on Amazon, you know. I'd like to get a real big one. You know, one of those. So that'd make fast work of it in the fall. Actually, I think it's better to wait till the spring to do this. Let nature do its thing. Gotta find some handlebars for this one. Gardening. This beautiful $18 million Trump wall here was put up by my neighbors. It's awesome. Got Mexico to pay for it. Took these handlebars off that kid's bike. You know, they've got blue handles on it, or grips. So it's good enough for who it's for. And that's pretty good, huh? Prairie comes up to about here. So this one's gonna get buried behind bushes. There's a Christ ton of dog shit in here. I think I probably got it all over myself. Let's go see if we can find a chopper tool. My hands are getting chilly. Let's go find some gloves. I don't know, what are these, like $20 maybe, $15, $20 at Menards. And they have lasted me so long. They're the best gloves ever. I'm just grabbing this one. It's pretty good. It looks just like Gregor. You'll meet Gregor. He's still alive, thank God. I love that guy. Hate these things though. Good thing I grabbed that tool. A couple years ago, I had a gardening friend tell me I was supposed to cut that and then take like concentrated Roundup and put it on there, which I have absolutely no problem with, except that the Roundup's over there and I'm over here, and it takes me about that long in the spring to cut these things. And then I don't have to think about it. It's over. It's done. You know, I guess I wouldn't have to next spring, but it's fine. Who cares? Ooh. Yeah, because these are trees. Look at that. Look at how green that is still. That's way more better, hey? Right? Just trying to grab the stuff I don't think the lawnmower can get. And the Christmas tree. We'll haul that away too. These could sit here for months. Okay, so we're gonna get that van out and put that stuff in it. We gotta empty this van out first. We had a bike swap yesterday in Milwaukee, and I haven't unloaded yet. So we're gonna take this stuff, put it in there. So this is my bike shop. If you're not part of my main channel, which this is the first video on my second channel, so my main channel is Bike Farmer. This is kind of what bike farming was supposed to be. But that channel kind of took on a life of its own, and it's a thing, and it's its own thing, and I don't think that anybody would watch this kind of content over there. I mean, some people would. Obviously, you're here. But this could reach a broader audience, where that is like about bikes, and the way the algorithm works is if it's not about bikes, they're not going to show it to other people. So, but there are bikes involved with my life all the time. And this is one that you will see on the Bike Farmer soon. But I picked this bad boy up. Here's a, I think, made in America. At least that's the way I'm going to talk about it. Right down the street, just down that way, north in Waterloo, at Trek Bicycle Corporation. This is True Temper OX Comp 2. It says made in the USA, Trek design, so this might be a Taiwanese frame. And it says manufactured in the USA. I know that they would like have the frames built overseas and then manufacture them in Whitewater, which is like that way for a while. I don't know the whole history. It's kind of like in that in-betweener. But anyway, it's a nice Trek 930 and I got it for 40 bucks. So we'll turn that into something I can sell. This one here is the last real e-bike that I've got to sell. I just haven't found the right buyer yet. Been trying to discount the crap out of it. I got bike season coming up, so I don't have to necessarily discount it. I can try to sell it at retail, see if I can squeeze a few more bucks out of it. I am out of the e-bike game, I think. Just don't want to deal with it. I have a video over at Bike Farmer explaining the whole e-bike issue from my standpoint, from a business standpoint. It's a liability issue and it's just kind of weird. And this is an entry-level giant road bike. Great bike for what it is. I got a size run of them for super cheap during the pandemic times when you couldn't get bikes. And I still have it because nobody wants these things anymore. Can't get rid of it either. Big part of the reason I'm starting this channel is if you can't tell, I'm getting a little sick of retail. It's not my forte. I'm a service guy. I'm a doer, not a seller. You know, I'm not much of a businessman. Businessman. But I absolutely refuse to get a job because I absolutely insist on enjoying my life. It's a problem. And I actually enjoy putzing. I like this. You know, my heart rate's up, I'm getting shit done. Feels good. You know, I really have nothing better to do right now. Although, I mean, it's gorgeous. People are gonna wanna go for a bike ride. It's my birthday last week and my friend over at the bike charity, he's on my bowling team, and on Monday night he brought this for a birthday present, but it's an incomplete 27.2 Campagnolo fluted seat post. It's a nice, you know, cool old bike part, but totally useless. Anyway, it's the thought that counts. Not exactly sure what to do with the bike or the bike swap stuff. I think it's got to go in storage. So anyway, stuff piles up. Like, what do I do with that sled? It's not winter anymore. What do I do with those treated chunks of lumber? You know, I'm gonna do something smart with it someday. Keep it. Probably can't see a thing. Deal with that later. Okay. I want your sex. Nope. That was Faith. George Michael, what a guy. Not as good as Slayer, though. Oh! That's going to be a thing in this, just kidding. This town, for only being, I mean, it's 7,000 people in the city and like probably 3,000 rural in the area, like 10,000 total. There are more sirens. I mean, this happens all day long, every day. And like, next thing you know, they're gonna come flying through. That's Main Street right there. And they're gonna come flying through. I don't know, like up over yonder is the fire department. So, and that's where the siren's coming from. Anyway, the interstate's like a mile that way. And so anytime something happens on the interstate, we're right in between Madison and Milwaukee, the sirens go off and like the heroes all come flying through to go help. And you know, it's a town full of heroes. And it's just something you live with. That siren goes off at 6 o'clock every single day, just to make sure that works. And I'm like, why do you test it every day when it goes off like all the time? It works. You know it works, it just worked. You don't have to run the test every day. But then again, how else will I know when to close the bike shop down? So this is my sweet Sprinter. And the auxiliary power there. Oh. Ah, damn it. There's something going on with it. Something's draining the auxiliary battery. It's got this amazing inverter, and then all kinds of guts and shit right there. And I've had it all out. I had the workbench out, and I've kind of been working on it back here, trying to figure out the electrical issue. I thought I had it licked last fall, and you know, if I don't plug it in, it drains. And then if it drains the auxiliary battery, it'll drain the main starting battery. Oh man, I need diesel. I need fuel. It's the word we should all be using. Go get our stuff. Clean that windshield. I don't use this van so much. So this used to be the bike mobile. You can see I got a thing for a bike stand there, and then I used to have shelves. Now I got a bed. This was the workbench. I would fix bikes back here. It was a really good little business. But now that I got Bike Farmer YouTube, I don't need to do it. So I closed it down. And now I kind of want to close down my bike shop. Ooh. Oh, we go. Yeah, look at all these cigarette butts. Look at this. Look at all that trash. Look at it. Would you just look at it? Disgusting, filthy party animals. There's a tavern there, and then the brewery, and that's the winery. And this is Oddfellows Hall, which really I should end up with someday. I mean, it would be amazing. I don't know what I'd do with it though. Okay, and I got my jump seat here that I got to install here. So this, I want to put right there. That'll be another video. We should do that soon. I should do a bunch of videos on the van. I've got it set up really well. So that's my Murphy bed. Floop, and then I can just hit the road, Jack. Turned it into a pickup truck quick. I took my Christmas tree down on December 26th. Bah humbug. Good enough for who it's for. My pump is open. I remember when COVID first hit and coming to this pump for the first time, and somebody came out and like cleaned all of the handles, like sanitized them. It was unbelievable. I was like, oh my God. I don't know what made me think of that. But that sucker right there was glistening. Hear the sirens. Oh, they're going out. Something. Oh, they're just going up Main Street. I'm going the other way. Not going to the interstate. It's one of the sad things about living in a small town is whenever something like that happens, you probably know the person, you know? Like, we all kind of know each other around here. Oh, no! I mean, I don't know. Malfunction. Good thing I was standing here. Not my fault. Good thing I got the gloves on. Yeah, so this is my second Sprinter van. Back during the pandemic, I was curbside before it was cool. I was so busy in this thing. I was tuning up 10 bikes a day, $100 a pop or more. I mean, I was, just killing it. And then meanwhile, back at the bike shop, I had a guy helping me, and he was selling bikes left and right. And he was fixing up 5 a day, 4. We were just slammed. Making money hand over fist. Most money I've ever made in my entire life, doing it all by myself. Like, successful business. And I paid off all of my debt. Actually, I had a lot of it paid off. And then had extra. And that van, the van that I had, was getting old. So I found this one. It was a mobile bike shop. There were some franchises. And so it came already equipped as a mobile bike shop. And I had it had low miles. I can't remember, like 50,000 miles, 60,000 miles. And it's only got 75 now. Like, I didn't drive it much. And so now I've got this nice 2017 van with only 75,000 miles on it. I keep it well maintained. It's a perfect work truck. It's a camper. It's everything. I mean, it's like, who doesn't want a van? Like, I've always wanted to be a van man, and I have like the greatest van on the planet. Like, I don't ever want to get rid of this. And I get rid of stuff all the time. Like, bikes come and go, cars come and go. Okay, so I used to have, this was the bike mobile, and I kept the old van, and that was my work beater van, but it blew up. I don't know why. It never should have. It only had like 230,000 miles on it, and that was my camper, work van. And so when that died, I was like, oh man, like, I need a road tripping vehicle. And so I bought the minivan, and now I'm kind of used to having the minivan, which is nice. But I was like, I could have like a fun car and then this, like, why don't I have a cool old car or something? So that might happen this summer. We'll see if I get caught up. See how this bike season goes. Anyway, we're going to the storage unit. I have one of those too. I have all this space and I still have a storage unit. Like, how American is that? I am an American man, damn it. Vans, not pickup trucks. Though, vans are for beta males. I am a beta male, not an alpha male. Pickup trucks are for alphas. Vans are for betas. Those are the rules. I don't make them. Don't shoot the messenger. Oh shit. I have to go to the dump first. I gotta get rid of this stuff. BRB. So the dump is like right over there, but I gotta go all the way around the block to get there. Is this good content? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts down there, hey. That was a weird thing to say. I guess this is called vlogging. And I don't know. I would never watch it, but I think people do. So this is interesting. So this is Fiberdome, okay? And it's where my father got his start out of college. And then, I don't know if he built this place, but it used to be Tuffy Boats. Tuffy Fishing Boats. And this was the building and the place where Tuffy Fishing Boats. So when I grew up, this is where my dad worked. He owned the business. And now it's Fiberdome, and they make like the hoods for Humvees. Huge contracts with Oshkosh Trucks up north. But they've got some big stuff going on there now. And they still do Tuffy Boats a little bit. And that plays into this video because we're about to pick up my Tuffy boat, which has a nice story to it. But I think I want to sell it. I had a pile in here from before. Is that my stuff there? Is that my garbage from the other day? This is like the perfect morning to do this, Clean as a whistle. Let's go see if I can find my lawnmower. I assume it's in the storage unit because I didn't see it anywhere around the bike farm. Maybe I sold it to buy meth. Storage unit. I don't see my lawnmower. What the hell? I know where my lawnmower is. It is at the bike farm. Anyway, check this out. That is a Tuffy boat. Okay, and then, yeah. So GZ is Glenn Zastro. This is my dad's best friend. And this is the first, or one of the first, custom built Tuffy boats. So, you know, the hulls were all the same, obviously, but then he kind of built it out to Glenn's specs. And Glenn has had it his whole life. And then last summer, I was walking past Glenn's house down by the lake, and the boat was out for sale. Because I'm an impulsive idiot, I bought it. And I gotta say, it's a blast. It's fun to just go throw it in and cruise around on the lake, get some sun. Come on, come on. Ah. Boats are a pain, you know, unless it's like your thing that you do. And I'm a golfer, I'm a biker, I'm a putzer. I don't have time. I just don't have time for a boat. So I didn't overpay for it, and some fisherman in town is gonna love it. It's got all the stuff. It's classic. It's a good little boat. It's got a great 25 horse Merc on it. We'll do some videos on it. Hopefully I get it out for a spin this spring. You know, I'm sure the lake, the ice will go out in the next day or two, I bet. Should happen this week. What do you think the chances are is that we're back here in a minute? Get the lawnmower going. So, you know, the whole idea with this channel is that I don't ever again want to have a job. And this started years ago. I was selling chemicals for a living. I was going to a bunch of customers, right? And I'd pull in and I'd see, like, you know, some BMWs and a Mercedes and, you know, a nice big Lexus SUV or something, and then a bunch of Pontiacs. And I was like, I've always driven Pontiacs and feel like I should be driving BMWs. And I'm like, who's driving the fancy cars? And then I was like, oh, they're the business owners. I'm like, you know, what do you got to do to be a business owner? And, you know, it's weird too, because my dad, you know, like I said, you know, he had the boat business, which frankly it failed. And so I kind of grew up with that, you know, where it's like, oh man, you know, business ownership is risky. And it is, right? But so is having a job. I think there's a lot of federal employees right now that are like, wait a second, this was supposed to be the most stable job ever. And it's not. Nothing is secure, right? So anyway, I started thinking about it, and then I was like looking it up online and saw somebody, a blogger probably, you know, say, you know, the mindset is you got to work for profit, not for wages. And that blew my mind. And I was already doing sales, so it was like commission, which is kind of like that. So I was getting a taste of it. Anyway, then, you know, I was like, oh, self-employment. And that's what it is. But for me, it's more philosophical than that. And I know that what I'm doing in this video isn't any different than anybody else who has a job who has to do yard work, right? But the reality is I got to make room in this garage that I've kind of been using for the winter, get the snowblower out, blah, 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 which is related to the lawnmower. And the lawnmower, and I got to do this anyway, and it's all kind of related. So I kind of always feel like I'm working, but I'm never actually working. And that's, you know, I do all of these things instead of working, but it's how I somehow make it work, and I do enough stuff for profit that it pays the bills. I'm hoping this channel is my way to get rich. I hope it becomes wildly popular, and that I inspire people to kind of take that leap themselves, without like saying this is how you do it, and just show you how I do it. And maybe it'll help you get there yourself. Anyway, found the lawnmower. It's been here all winter. You know, this is kind of nice that I got this little spot here kind of built into the sunroom. Let's watch me try to start this thing, just going in cold here. I don't even think there's like pushy, squeegee thingy. I don't know too much about this sort of deal. Oh, there's no fuel. Let's go get some fuel. Yeah, this was clean a month or two ago. There's a gas tank in here. Oh, here we go. Oh. Yep. This little nozzle works pretty good. Amazingly. Oh! Oh, caught that just in time. Hope that's good fuel because I just filled her. It's not like it's hard to drain. I got plenty of yard to drain it in. Downhill. Yeah! Yeah! Toro! Okay, we gotta jack that sucker up though. Which way? So I like to keep a path through here, and for the most part nothing grows there, and that's where I walk. And then when we did the addition, they drove a big truck up here and made two ruts, and so I'll just put the yard waste in here. And my thought is that it like eventually turns to dirt, doesn't it? The prairie plants are so hardy, they just grow up right through it. Try not to rake everything out, because isn't there like good nutrients and bug houses? But I do like to keep this clean for Rocco. At least he appreciates it. And that's the last time I have to mow that. Till next year. All right. So there it is, my first putz. And I still have plenty to do today. And I really appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think. You know, this is the first one of these I've ever done. And they're gonna get better, I'm sure. Especially if I get your feedback. Please subscribe and like and whatever else you can do. Until then, thank you for watching instead of working.